Assalamualaikum.
Iki wis nge-record kan, Dek?
Iya, iki wis ke-record.
Tapi nanti ke-save nang ndi ya?
Kenapa?
Ke-save nang ndi?
Waduh, lek ngono gak ero aku. Di-share ae link-e biar
Oke, alhamdulillah.
yes.
Recorded. Nah. Okay, and who will present?
I am, sir.
Okay. So this is the third meeting of fiqh muamalah, and I'm sorry last week I cannot open the class because I'm in Trenggalek City, and so pity. It is so pity that there is no signal over there, so I cannot open a class. But I have asked you to open the recorded meeting in another class, right? And I hope you will not lose the subject. The subject I should give you last week. Okay, so this is now the third meeting, and we will discuss about the forbidden transaction, prohibited transaction in Islam. And okay, so I'm sorry that the slide is actually in Bahasa, and I have no time to I don't have any time to translate it one by one, so I use translator. But I don't think the meaning is incorrect. So I have read it carefully, and the result is not so bad, but the Arabic word is not the Arabic word is not in the correct, not in the correct form, but it's okay. I will give you the origin PowerPoint later. Okay, so first slide or second, buying and selling literally means al-bai', at-tijarah, and al-mubadalah. In terms, sale and purchase is an agreement, exchange for object or goods, have voluntary value in between both sides. One giving object and other parties, or the buyer receive it accordingly with the agreements or condition that have been justified by syara or syariah. Okay, so that is the definition of baik tijarah and al mubadalah. Next. Conditions for a sale and purchase. So this is actually already discussed in the last time in the second meeting, but we will review in general this time. So the conditions for having sale and purchase. The first is contract, or in Arabic we call it akad, akad, the contract or akad. Provided that there is no one separating, not being interspersed and having religion Islam, means that there is no time that is too long between ijab and qabul. Because if so happening, then the transaction itself could be in danger, because the time separate between ijab and qabul could make different ideas. So the ideal of transaction must have the buyer and seller in the same place, and the ijab and qabul at the same time. If it is impossible, at least the time between ijab and qabul is not too long. And having religion Islam, because we are learning about muamalah, so in this term, the condition is Islam and Islam. But actually Rasulullah did buying and selling amongst a non-Muslim too. So actually there is no problem for us to do transaction with another religion. Number two, the people who act. So there must be seller and buyer, which are balik. Balik is already adult, and Muslim too. In some case, we will find that the transaction is happening between adult and child. And according to urf means how is it in English? Adat. What is adat in English? The people consensus. The people consensus. Urf. I think you have already learned it in usul fiqh. The urf, or the people consensus. As long as that consensus is not against the law of Sharia, so it's not a problem. For example, if you are selling gum, if you are selling a gum in your shop, and a child want to buy your gum, and she is not adult already, and he's just a child, but he bring money. So according to people consensus, you should accept him, right? You cannot say that I'm sorry, child, it is forbidden for me to buy and selling for you and for me, because you are still child and it is forbidden according to muamalah. But because of urf or people consensus, it is okay to do that, to sell your gum for a child, bring money, as long as it is not against the law of Sharia. For example, what is against the law of Sharia? Just like you are selling drugs for that child, or you are selling gun, perhaps, or you are selling pig meat, or you are selling alcohol drink. It is forbidden. Okay. Uh, the next is makut alaih, object of the contract with conditions holy. Holy means not najis, not najis in Arabic. What is something najis in Islam? For example, pig meat, pig meat, and also alcoholic drinks, and also dog. Okay, dog. So it is not a holy thing to buy and sell, and it must have a benefit. So you may not selling or buying something without any benefit. In hadith Rasulullah, the example of something which has no benefit is uh, an idol. Idol. The idol is something people worship, or people pray at instead of Allah. It is called idol. Just like for now, perhaps we in the last time in Arabic Jahiliyah era, there is idol in the shape of statue, the big one or the small one, the statue, and perhaps it can also in the shape of a doll, doll. But now, I think in Nusantara culture, we have also things that people believe it has a certain power of magic, and people like it to have it. For example, in Java, some people believe in keris, or some people believe in perhaps what else? The ring with a certain rocks above, which people believe it has some magical power. So it can be conclude on uh, the less benefit things that should be avoided to buy and to sell. The next is not hanging. Not hanging means okay, not hanging. The object is I'm sorry, I forgot. Okay, we skip this one. No time means let me see the origin. Surrendered means the object is owned. The object is owned completely by the seller. the object is surrendered. The object is completely owned by the seller. For example, it is forbidden to sell a bird which is still in the air. So you cannot sell a bird which is still in the air. You can buy my bird. Where is your bird? My bird is still in the air. You can carve it by yourself. It is impossible. So it is forbidden. And the next is property alone means it is your own. The seller owned capital means that you cannot sell somebody else things. Just like I want to sell my brother's bike. No, you cannot. You can only sell your own bike. Okay? And be known. What is be known? Be known means the thing you want to sell is something people can see or can feel or can touch. Just like you cannot sell a genie in the bottle. You cannot sell it because another people cannot see what you sell. Okay, do you have any question before I continue?
Hello, sir. Hello. I want to ask something.
Yes.
Okay, my name is Muhammad. I was asking about the tradition and tradition
Sorry,
of the.
your voice is not clear.
Hello. Is
Yes,
it?
yes.
Okay. So how about suatu barang yang itu punya manfaat? Barang ini punya manfaat, punya benefit buat kita semua, tapi di luar negeri ini juga dicoba. Sebenarnya baru-baru ini dicoba, tapi di Indonesia sendiri masih rancu gitu. Tapi
What is it? What is it?
Okay, I will ganja.
What? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Ganja, sir.
Oh, opium.
Yeah, something like that. So, because in healthy, this object has a benefit for human, or maybe rasanya di dalam beberapa artikel satu barang ini punya beberapa manfaat, salah satunya adalah menyembuhkan kanker. Kalau misalnya itu memang benar dan ada kajiannya, berarti manfaat ini gratis. Berarti bisa untuk diperjualbelikan, sedangkan di Indonesia sendiri untuk barang sejenis opium ini tidak bisa dijualbelikan. So, how about Indonesia sendiri semua selalu tentang syariat.
Okay. I can get your point. So, what about opium like that? What about it is just like alcohol, right? Just like alcohol. The alcohol has a lot of benefit too, actually. If you don't drink it. And the opium, I think, it has also something meaningful in life. But as we know, the something that is too much is not good. Just like alcohol, which is too much can harm our body. Alcohol which is used to be using alcohol for drink is dangerous, but you can use alcohol to clean up your wounded body. You can use alcohol to clean up your hand, to clean up from a virus. And I don't know the use of opium, but I believe it has also another benefit. But the problem is people sometimes go crazy, doing crazy by abusing. That is why it is called drug abuse. Drug abuse. The drug itself is not harmful if we use it in the dosage, in the correct dosage, right? In the correct dosage. But it can be harmful if you abuse it. And the people like to abuse that alcoholic and also opium to make their self fly. So that's why the government the government forbid the selling of those items, right? And for us to be a Muslim, we must we must atiullah wa atiur rasul wa atiu ulil amri minkum, means we must obey Allah, obey Rasulullah, and also obey our leader, means our government if they make a rule. So yes, perhaps opium or alcohol have benefit, but there is also a great danger if we just make it free for all, because we are not ready, just like another country which the people is more educated. I think that is my answer for your question. Okay, any other question?
Maybe one more game.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Okay, it's about gender. So, whether the girls can be legalized for the gender.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you clearly.
I can list again. So, bagaimana kalau tadi kan kita udah dengar beberapa penjelasan dari Pak Terus, kalau misalnya kita mengonsumsi ini lebih banyak, akan terjadi. Kalau kita yang mengonsumsi ini lebih banyak, itu bakal menjadi kerusakan. Tapi kalau misalnya ini konsumsi sedikit, itu bisa menjadi satu obat yang manjur lah. Jadi kalau misalnya kayak gitu, kira-kira bisa dilegalkan apa enggak?
Well, it's up to government, I think. It is up to the government. And I believe our government has already a lot of scientists to learn about it, right? I believe We have a lot of scientists to learn about this opium plant, I think. And just like what I said before, that I don't think the people of Indonesia is ready for opium for free. I don't think we are ready. It is very dangerous. Okay, Akbar, is it enough?
Enough, sir. Can speak.
Okay, thank you, Akbar. That is a good question, and I hope you don't want to try it before it is legally in Indonesia. Okay, next, looks like we have to continue our slide first. Yes, please, Fitria. The kind of sell and buy. Okay, from the point of legal, there is two kind of selling and buying. The first is legal buying and selling, and the not legal one, or cancelled. Cancelled means it is not legal. It is not legal. In the terms of the object, there is buying and selling of a visible thing, buying and selling the mentioned properties, in a promise, just like baik salam and baik istisna. It means that you buy something but you don't have it, and the shop is not have it yet, but you can buy it later by promise. So the seller is promise you, I will give you the goods in 4 days, or in 5 days, or in a week, just like that. And buying and selling of object, there is no, means the object is not exist. So this is forbidden, prohibited transaction if the object is not exist. In the terms of contract actor, there is oral buying and selling, and buying and selling with talking. Buying and selling with intermediaries, just like if you buy a motorcycle but you buy it by credit. So there is intermediaries agency, which is called leasing company. The leasing is buying the bike from a dealer for you, and you pay such money every month to buy it credit from leasing company. Buying and selling by deeds, just like you buy and sell something but you don't talk. Perhaps you buy and sell by writing. It's for example, is buying and selling something big, like you buy a house or you buy a car, and you must have a legally written uh, buying and selling, not just orally. Okay, next. Forbidden buying and selling, and it consists of two, the legitimate by law, and the other is not legitimate. Okay, next. I'm sorry, the translation is a mess. You know, I should check it again. Yes, next, please, Fitria. Okay, next. Actually, there is a picture, and you can see it later. I will give you the origin. By al-Bafa. What is by al-Bafa? By al-Bafa is a contract which is sale conditional buy, where the goods already sold can be repurchased by the seller at the same price. So by al-Bafa is you are selling something, but you give terms to the buyer. I sell this thing, but next month I will buy it with the same price. So this kind of transaction is prohibited because it just a game. It's just like a game. Actually, the buyer, the seller is only need cash money. So he don't want to actually to do the actual transaction actually. Okay, it is called by al-wafa. Next, Imam Ash-Shafi'i in his book Al-Um ever discussed the law of selling items that are still in dependence, means it is forbidden to buy and sell debt with debt. How to buy a debt with a debt? So this actually often happen in capital market. In capital market. So if you have learned about the stock market and capital market, there is a lot of financial things to buy, just like obligations and the obligation itself is it is a debt, and some people buy the debt with a debt, and so it is forbidden by Sharia. So how is it if you want to invest? Don't worry, we have a Sharia obligation. We have a suku. We have uh, another financial instrument which is uh, has no uh, has no interest. Okay, next. Muzabana. Muzabana. It is the same words with Surah Al-Alaq. Surah Al-Alaq. Later we will summon the angel of Zabaniah, the angel of giving azab. Encourage those who sin to go in hell, just like the malaikat, the angel of Zabaniah. And for the meaning muzabana in muamalah is selling grapes with grapes, 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 yes, grapes, or dates with dates, still in the tree, or selling rutop, the date palm which is still wet with dry dates. So this is actually a barter, a barter. So you want to buy a date which is still on the tree by selling your dry dates. I want to buy your dates on the tree with these dates of mine, and your dates is already dry. It is not allowed. It is prohibited in Islam because the barter is not in the equal. It's not in equal quality. It's not in the equal quality. Okay, next. Munabazah. What is munabazah? Munabazah is buying and selling in Jahiliyah era, where a person throws things, pebbles, or the like against object bought. For example, a coat, then said to the owner, if my stone get to one goat, then the goat is mine. So it is called munabazah, and it is forbidden. It is forbidden. Why? Because it is in horror, or means in uncertainty. If the stone, if you have a lot of stone, then you can have all of the gold. So it's not that's not the point actually. Munabazah. So the munabazah is forbidden because it's just like gambling. Next. Yes, next, Fitria. Mulamasa. Buying and selling mulamasa. Touch something, and when you touch something and you can have it. Mulamasa. So you choose what to buy by touch the thing. It is called mulamasa, and it is forbidden. And the scholar is in ijma, or means everybody agree that mulamasa is broken buying and selling terms. It is prohibited. Mulamasa. So you buy something by touching. Okay, next. Okay. Selling fruit and seed before ripe. Selling fruit and seed before it's ripe, before it is ready to harvest. Buying and selling the fruit is not ready to eat. So it is called al-muhadara. Al-muhadara. So you cannot sell the fruit until it is ready to be eaten. The Prophet ﷺ forbids selling something that is still in its term. It's still white and safe from defect. So you must sell your fruit if it is ready to be eaten. Why? Because there is a horror in it. There is uncertainty in it. If you buy something which is not ready to be eaten, there is so many probability. The fruit can be broken by animals, or the fruit can be broken by itself, perhaps malnutrition or anything else. Anything else could happen. Next. Al-muhaqalah. Al-muhaqalah means fields where agricultural product is still in the fields. So it is forbidden to. It is forbidden. Why? Because the reason is just like what I said before. It can has animal in it. It can has some rice plant. Some rice plant. People see it very good outside, but inside there is no rice in it. There is no rice in it. Some rice plant has also animals which can harm the plant itself, and in the village we call it hama warang, or like etc. So if you want to buy the agricultural product, you must have it in not in the field. So you must have it in front of you, and you must wait it. You must wait it. You must wait it. How much it is weighted, and that's the correct one. That's the correct one. So not buying something which is still in the field. Okay, next. By al-inah. What is it? By al-inah is buying things in cash by agreement, and will resell it to the first seller at a smaller price in cash. So it is just like by wafa, just like by wafa, by al-inah. Actually, the seller is just need cash. So he play a game with the buyer to get a cash. Actually, there is also a transaction like this, which is no problem in it. It is called rohan. Rohan means pawn shop, or gadai in bahasa. Pawn shop, no problem in it. There is no problem in pawn shop. But by al-inah is forbidden. Okay. Any question before we continue? Please ask me something if you are not clear with my explanation. Any question? Okay, let's continue with the next slide. If you have any question, please raise your hand, or just stop directly. Rasulullah prohibits using the proceed of selling dog, the profit of prostitution, and the profit of doing black magic. Doing black magic. So it is all haram. Haram means forbidden to be consumed. Haram. The profit of selling dog, selling your body or prostitution, and doing black magic. It is forbidden in Islam. But some Malikiyah scholar from Mazhab Maliki and allow buying and selling hunting dogs and also house guard dogs based on the words of Rasulullah. So if you are selling the dog to guard your house and the dog to hunting dog, it's okay according to Malikiyah. But generally, in general, the dog in Islam is not allowed to be in house because the angel, we believe that the angel will not enter the house and a dog in it. In Islam, we believe that the dog must be outside the house. You can have it for guard your house and also to help you hunting. But you cannot have it as a pet. You cannot have a dog as your pet in Islam. Okay, because the saliva of dog is najis. We call it najis. What is it? I forget. Najis mughalato. The very big najis. You must wash it. You must wash it 7 times and one of it using soil, using dust to clean the dog saliva. Okay, and the angel don't want to go inside the house which has a dog as a pet. Okay, next. Trading water. So in general, selling water is forbidden because Rasulullah said that humans are united in 3 things. It is water, fire, and grass. Actually, these 3 things must be owned by government to be produced for the community. And in our country, it is also protected by law, by UUD 45, protected by law, and you know it because our UUD 45 is made by ulama, by ulama, and the proof of it is that the first verse of Pancasila is ketuhanan yang Maha Esa, which means that there is only one God. It is so Islamic. So actually the Pancasila and UUD 45 in Indonesia is very Islamic actually. And about the water, grass, and fire is also conducted by our government according to UUD 45. And for now, the water is now become, we can say it, PDAM, just like that, PDAM. And the fire means power source. We can call it now PLN and also Pertamina. So it is owned by government. And for grass means something people need it a lot, just like something to consume. Perhaps we can the same analogy with that is bulog. Bulog is serving our country with cheap price, right? The bulog is serving the right rice price, because without bulog the price of rice could arise not normal. Okay, so it should be the three things should owned by the country, and by the government, and the government give it in cheap and affordable price for the people. However, according to a number of scholars, private well is permissible for sale because it's based on the result of his own effort. That's like if we have aqua or ades or club or something else, mineral water to be consumed. It is okay to sell it because the seller do something. The seller do something to make the water have a price. For example, the producer do ozonization in the water, so the water less bacterial, and also the producer give the water a very good package, so we can consume it without any afraid of bacterial also. So if the producer do something to do that, it is okay to take some advantage, to take some profit to sell the water. Next. Buying and selling some of the same items cannot be separate from the unit. This is also a forbidden transaction. For example, selling meat goat taken from the living goat. I want to buy sate kambing, which the kambing is still alive. That is impossible, right? It's impossible. And selling buffalo horns of the buffalo that are still alive. So it is forbidden too. So you take a buffalo horn and the buffalo is still alive. It means you harm you harm the animal, and harming animal is not allowed in Islam. Even if you want to slaughter, animals in Idul Kurban, Rasulullah teach us to use a very sharp knife so the animal won't be harmed. That's the sunnah. Next, buy and selling, the prohibited buying and selling. To meet traders before enter the market. So this is a forbidden too. So if you want to buy, if you want to sell, perhaps you have a car, you want to sell it, and somebody stop you before you enter the market, and he said, "Let me buy yours, and I will buy you this amount." You cannot go to the market. In the market, the price is low. I can give you the best price, and actually, the one who said that is a liar. Okay, so it is called. I'm sorry, I forget the name. Sorry, I forget the name. So to stop somebody entering the market is forbidden. Why? Because the person need to know the right price. So he wants to know the price in the market. So he must ask more than one shop. So you can you can think and you can choose which one is the best price for your product. But if somebody stop you before you enter the market, you will have no idea what is the correct price actually. Okay, so this act, stopping someone entering the market, is forbidden. Bid on goods which is being someone else bargain for. So this is also forbidden. Just like you propose a girl which is already proposed by your brother, so it is forbidden in Islam. So if somebody has already, I want to buy that in such money, and you have more money, and you said, I want to buy that too, and I will give you more than this person. It is forbidden to do that. Okay, it is not polite and not allowed by muamalah. Baik najas, we will discuss it later. Baik najas, and selling over sales people other. What is it? What is it? Selling over sales people other. Okay. In some hadith, Rasulullah said that don't sell things cheaper than your brother. So what is it? It means that in Islam it is not allowed to have a price war. It is not allowed to have a price war. Why? Because the winner must be someone with the highest capital, with the largest capital, with the biggest capital, and somebody else with less capital always lose. So it is not fair. It is not fair. So if the price war is not allowed in Islam, what is allowed? It is allowed to have a service war. That's like you have the same price with the other shop, but you can give extra a bonus. You can give extra service. You can buy the same thing and the same price, but I will deliver it for you. It's okay. It's okay. But if you do price war, it is not allowed because it is not fair. Okay, next. Bait Najas. Bait Najas is making market engineering or fake requests, fake requests, fake fake buyer. So I have I have an experience in the market. I want to buy something. While I'm looking at the product, somebody else coming and he said, "I want to buy this. Oh, this product is very good. I must own this. So how much is this?" And the seller said, uh, this rupiah. And the buyer said, "Oh, very cheap, very cheap. In another shop is expensive. Here is very cheap. Okay, I want to buy it too." Then he go away, and so I think that the product of this seller is good, so I buy it too. After I go away too, not far away, and I look at the buyer. You know what? I can see. I can see the seller, and the buyer. Last time I met, uh, sit together. Okay, so it means that the buyer is fake buyer. It's just a person, the seller friends. Okay, just like if you go away outside the city, if you go away outside the city and you don't know any place, you don't know any good restaurant in the city. In the city, you don't know. Then usually, logically, people think that, oh, we should choose a restaurant which has a lot of car parking there. So it must be a delicious food there because so many people go there. After that, I have an experience too. Then I so we are choosing one restaurant which looks so good because there are many cars in it. And you know what? After we go there, we cannot find any other buyer. We cannot find any other customer in that place. So it means that all of the cars outside the restaurant is owned by the restaurant owner. So we are tricked because we think that so many people buying in that place. So it is forbidden to have fake buyer. Next, Okay. Khiyar. What is khiyar? Khiyar means discontinue. Discontinue in transaction. Here are between seller and buyer may choose to continue or cancel. So there is three what is it? Three kinds of khiyar. Khiyar majlis and khiyar aib and khiyar majlis, khiyar aib, and khiyar. I forgot. The machine translate it all, so I forgot the actual words. Khiyar majlis. Khiyar majlis means you can discontinue your transaction if you are still in the shop, you are still in the market. It is called khiyar majlis. Khiyar aib. Khiyar aib means guarantee. Just like in today's era, guarantee. You buy something and the producer said that if anything happen with this machine, you can return it to the factory. It is called khiyar aib. So you find something damaged in your machine, you can claim your guarantee. I forgot one more kind of khiyar. You can read it in the PowerPoint. I will share it after this. Next. Any question? Any question? No question. Okay. Oh no, this must be another mistranslation. Clean in buying means that if you have any problem in transaction, and there is no witness and there is no other evidence, then the winner is the seller. The correct one is the seller speaks. Why? Because the seller knows better what is his product, how much is he get the product cost, and how much he wants to get profit is knowing by the seller. So if there is any problem in transaction, just like any what seller and buyer arguing each other, if there is no witness and no other evidence, then the correct one is the seller. Next. A down payment. So down payment in Arabic called urbun. In different spelling forms like urbun and arabun and another words, and it is called down payment. or panjer, persekot in bahasa. Next. So the down payment is in, okay, we skip this one. The down payment, if you want to buy something, you need to pay a small amount of the things, so that the seller believe that you can buy it completely. Just like if you want to buy 100 million rupiah house, you must pay first 20%, just like that, to the developer. Yes, next. It is too small to read. Yes, continue, Fitria. Yes, please continue. Let's directly to the page 25. The opinion of fiqh scholar. The opinion of ulama about down payment actually consists of two big opinion. Yes, please, please go down. Please go down. There is two opinion. One opinion is disagree about down payment, and another opinion has no problem with down payment. Okay, and the disagree one is please go down. Please go down, Fitria. The disagree from several mazhab, and the one with no problem in down payment is Ibnul Qayyim al-Jauziyah. Ibnul Qayyim al-Jauziyah. Both of them has a strong base in their opinion. Okay, Fitria, can you go down, Fitria? Yes, next. Okay. DSN MUI, number page 28. Page 28, please. Yes, please, can you go down, Fitria, page 28. According to DSN MUI, Dewan Syariah Nasional, Majelis Ulama Indonesia, in murabahah financing contract, a financial institution or BMT or BPRS or Syariah Bank is allowed to ask for an advance or down payment if both parties agree. The amount of down payment is determined by agreement. if the customer cancel the contract, the customer must provide compensation to the bank for the down payment. If the amount of the down payment is less than the loss, you know, the bank must lose something if you cancel the contract. So if the cost of canceling contract is less, I mean more than the down payment, the bank could ask you more fee. But if the amount of the down payment is greater than the loss, the bank must return the excess money to the customer. Okay, this is according to fatwa DSN MUI. Next. Okay, the conditions for allowing the application of down payment. Object of goods must be clear and the items is no problem to be transacted according to Sharia. The period given to determine the attitude is not so far. So the limit must be clear. The limit must be clear. You must you can pay down payment and you must continue the contract in 1 week or 1 month, and it must be specified. And the down payment as a sign of completion or a sign of commitment must based on agreement, which estimated from the real loss of the seller. Okay, next. Oh, so and the AAOIP is also agree on the term of down payment. AAOIP is accounting and auditing organization for Islamic finance. Yes, we can skip this. Yes, continue, Fitria. Barter. What is barter? Okay, page 33. Barter. Yes, Fitria, please go down. Syed Sabiq. In essence, buying and selling, it is the exchange of goods that has been practiced by the community, the primitive community, when there is no money yet, as a medium of exchange. And although buying and selling with the barter system has been abandoned today because people using money replaced by currency system, but sometimes the essence of such trading is still valid. Okay, but according to Said Sabiq, it is okay to have barter if there is no usury content, no riba. Okay, let's see. Next. Next, please. So I have found some research about this barter, and if you are interested, next time you can have your own skripsi about fiqh muamalah, just like this thesis or skripsi. For example, the Islamic law review about buying and selling motorcycle bartering with additional money study in Tenggamus Regency or Kabupaten Tenggamus. So there is still in that area people bartering motorcycle, and they give additional money if he wants to get a better bike. Next, another research by Umi in Karangpisau Regency in Kabupaten Pulang Pisau. Barter, buying and selling in Pulang Pisau Regency. Okay, according to the writer, it is not well, it is not just like what Sharia should do, because they barter rice with vegetables in their place, in the place of Pulang Pisau. So, according to Sharia, if you want to barter something, it must be equal in quality and equal in quantity. And I must underline that the most safe transaction you can do is goods become money and money become goods. If you transact money to money, it could containing riba, and if you transact goods into goods, it could also contain riba, and the riba of we will discuss it later, riba fadl. Next, another research in Ketapang district Sampit. People over there bartering between used goods, second hand owned things with toys. So and according to the writer, it is not unjust. It is not in line with Sharia, because there is an element of fraud. There is a horror in it, and because one of the perpetrators or the buyer is still immature. So the one who want to barter is a child. A child is, according to Sharia law, is not eligible, is not good enough to have their own transaction. And according to the writer, this barter is actually not good, and it's cheating. The seller is cheating on a child. Next, another research about barter sale and purchase between the shop and the egg chicken breeder. Someone who has a lot of uh, chicken and breeding and producing egg, and he do barter with the shop which selling chicken food. So they do barter between eggs and chicken food. And according to the writer, it is no problem because although the item is not the same, it is in the same quality and in the same quality, because if there is not the same quality, one party or the buyer must pay more with cash money. Okay, next. Okay, riba fatal. According to Hanafiya, the barter which is permitted is gold, silver, wheat, pottery, dates, etc. And the items must be weighted. In good condition and in the same quality and in the same quantity. And if it is not in the same quality and quantity, there is a riba fadl in it. There is a riba fadl. Okay. So the translation is very bad. I will give you the origin. Next. According to the Mazhab Maliki, the terms of barter is in staple food. Just like rice, corn, and what is gandum? Gandum in English. Just like if we eat, what is it? Child food. I'm sorry, I forgot. Coco Crunch, just like Coco Crunch. And according to Imam Ahmad and Abu Hanifah, they specialize on every sale and purchase of similar and baked goods. According to Shafi'i, only permitted barter in gold and silver and food and not baked. And so, for another good, it is not allowed to do barter according to ulama. Okay, so just like what I said, the safest, the most safe way to transaction is good become money or money become good, because in barter there is so much possibilities of riba fatal in it. Next. Okay, two more slide. According to Quran and Hadith, buying and selling is permissible. However, in certain situations, the law of selling and buying can be sunnah, obligatory, haram, and makruh. Just like it becomes haram if you leave Sholat Jumat to do business. According to Sholat Jumat, it is a sin if you leave Sholat Jumat to do business. Next. The law of buying and selling become haram if you do that to helping immorality of doing actions haram. Just like you are buying and selling alcoholic drinks or buying and selling guns to rob to do robbery or buying and selling opium, for example. The law of sale and purchase can be accordance in existing situations. Like, yes, next. It becomes mubah, if the terms of sale and purchase is in harmony with syara. It becomes sunnah to buy and sell among friends and family and the people who really need it. The people who really need it. It becomes wajib, it becomes compulsory, such as a guardian selling things for an orphan, a forced. And Qadi is a judge. Qadi is a judge. Hakim, selling wealth of muflis, people who has more debt than property. So if you have, if in such a case, one person has a very large amount of debt and he has nothing but his property, then according to the law, the government can, can do acquisition of his property to pay his debt. Makruh, buying and selling at the time of azan. Haram, if it does not meet the requirement. If it does not meet the requirement of Sharia. Just like buying and selling a najis thing and another example of buying and selling we have discussed above. Okay, it is enough for today's lecture. Do you have any question before we close it? Is anybody still alive? I'm afraid.
Yes.
Okay. Any question? Or you are already slept?
No,
No, sir.
No, sir.
No question?
no.
No.
Okay. If you have a question or you later find a question, you can ask in my YouTube account if I have already upload this recorded meeting. Okay. So we are now closing this meeting by doa akhir majelis. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Thank you for your attention. I'm sorry if there is any misexplanation or not clear, and you may ask me anytime. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, sir.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.